been beneficial for my business because the audience supports business sponsors. The very first day my sponsorship aired, I had
Good afternoon, everybody. It's 4:30. I call this meeting of Licensing, Hearing, and Public Safety Committee to order. We'll start with the roll call. Alder Gravine? Here. Alder Heidemann?
Here.
Alder Kelly?
Here.
Alder Perella?
Here.
Alder Borse is here. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Item number 4, approval of minutes.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion made by Alder Heidemann, seconded by Alder Kelly. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. It's approved. Item number 5, public comment. Anybody here today for public comment? Oh, okay. We'll move on to item 6. Resolution number 362627 by Alderpersons Borse and Heidemann approving alcohol beverage tobacco licenses of Vaz Properties LLC. Clerk, would you like to share any information on that?
This is the old Sandy's, and they're applying for a new and a renewal. Part of this application, though, is that they need to be operational by the end of the month for them to be issued this license.
Thank you for that. Any questions from the committee?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Alder Heidemann, seconded by Alder Gravine. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. That passes. Item number 7, resolution number 372627 by Alderpersons Borse and Heidemann approving various alcohol beverage tobacco licenses. Hey, Clerk?
These were all reviewed by staff. There's just one correction for the change of premise for downtown 925. The dimension should be 41 by 15 feet 2 inches, not 26. Just a correction on the length.
Thank you for clarifying that. Any questions from anyone on this item? No? Looking for a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Alder Heidemann, seconded by Alder Perella. Any other questions or discussion?
Do we need to include language about the correction?
I didn't hear.
Would it be important or necessary for us to include any language with this approval about the correction of the map?
No, we don't need language for that. It's just a script.
Not necessary. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for that question. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. That passes as well. We are now going to move on to item 8, which is the quasi-judicial hearing to determine whether alcohol beverage license number 3182 shall be non-renewed. And I believe we have, so Attorney Majerus, are you going to start?
Yes, good afternoon. I believe we have Attorney Ian Proust on remotely to advise the committee, similar to the last quasi-judicial hearing. There are a couple of differences between this hearing, and Attorney Proust can give you better information about what that means. But today's hearing is to non-renew a license, allowing it to continue until the end of the license period, June 30th, and then to simply not be renewed, which is different than the revocation experience you've gone through where it's, there is no license as of council affirmation of the LHPS decision. And I note for Attorney Proust, because I don't know if he's able to view the room, there are no witnesses. Nobody here is on behalf of the licensee. So my plan is to simply present information to the committee through our police department, and there would not necessarily then be an opportunity for questioning the licensee and their agent. I believe we would just simply move straight into closed session after that. But Attorney Proust, I'd invite you to weigh in.
Yep, I think that generally makes sense. I have a draft of findings, and I will update the findings to note that there was no appearance on behalf of the licensee.
Thank you. All right, so the city's witness will be Lieutenant Rebecca Rupnick. All right, please state your name, spelling your last for the record.
Rebecca Rupnick, Rupnick.
And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, thank you. How are you currently employed?
I am the first shift patrol lieutenant for the City of Sheboygan Police Department.
In that capacity, are you tasked with or assigned with reviewing applications relating to alcohol licenses?
Yes, I am.
And did you have an opportunity to review the alcohol license renewal application for Boheme?
I did.
And where is Boheme located?
I'm blanking on the street address now.
I wouldn't need a specific address if you just want to connect me to the general area.
It's on North 8th Street, right across from Fountain Park, on the east side of the street.
Thank you. And in the course of your review, can you confirm that the license application was filed by Hans C. Groff LLC?
Yes.
And the agent listed for Hans C. Groff LLC is who, please?
Hans Groff.
All right. Are there any other agents or owners identified in the application materials?
No.
During the course of your review for license renewals, do you look at police contact history and conviction history?
Yes, I do.
And did you have an opportunity to do that in this case?
I did.
What, if anything, of note did you observe during the last license year for either Hans C. Groff LLC or Hans Groff as agent?
I noted that Hans Groff was arrested for fourth offense felony OWI in January of 2026.
All right. And does that case remain pending?
It is.
Can you talk to the committee about the elements of the offense of operating while impaired?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What are the elements of the offense operating while intoxicated?
That he was found to be operating motor vehicle in the city of Sheboygan, county of Sheboygan, and that he was operating above the legal limit
Of .08?
of .08.
Okay, thank you. And in the context of alcohol licensing, how helpful is it or how disruptive is it to the police department if an agent has a reason to not cooperate with a law enforcement investigation?
Well, obviously, when dealing with agents, alcohol license agents, the hope is that they are demonstrating responsible service of alcohol and that they are cooperative with law enforcement and that they are not committing law violations, particularly in this case. Again, it was a felony offense.
And can you describe for the committee where alcohol violations tend to occur within a community?
Generally speaking, with, either inside the bar itself or immediately after leaving the bar.
Okay. And I already asked you about other agents, so I don't have any further questions of this witness. If any members of the committee have questions?
Does anybody have questions? Alder Perella?
So just to confirm, he was Mr. Hans Christopher?
Hans Groff.
Hans Graf, thank you. He was driving under the influence of alcohol when he was stopped. He was driving, he was stopped.
Yes.
And he was not cooperating with the police? I mean, besides the fact that he was in violation.
At the time of the traffic stop, initially, he was not cooperative with the officer when given instructions. For example, he immediately exited his vehicle upon being stopped, was told by the officer multiple times to get back in his vehicle, did not. And then the officer, when he wouldn't get it back in his own car, the officer asked him to then step back to the front of the officer's squad car multiple times, which he did not. However, it should be noted during the course of the rest of the traffic stop and investigation, he did cooperate with the rest of the investigation, including doing the standard field sobriety testing. He provided a PBT, et cetera.
One more. Is this the first time that Mr. Graff has had a violation of this type?
This is his fourth offense for operating while intoxicated. He has 3 prior OWI convictions. And with this being his fourth OWI arrest, that's what makes it a felony.
Thank you. And in which time, in how long, in which window he has had these 4 violations?
I believe his first conviction was in 1995.
And the other 2 are closer, or is this a recent behavior, or is
His
something?
second was in 2005, and then the third was in 2006, so in very quick succession.
But long time from the last one.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. That is the city's full presentation of evidence. This is a pretty straightforward case compared to some that you've experienced recently. The staff recommendation was to non-renew this license, given the pattern of alcohol violations that are substantially related to the licensed activity. And what we noted in the complaint is that individuals granted retail alcohol licenses are expected to act in cooperation with law enforcement to enforce alcohol beverage laws, drunk driving laws, and to assist with minimizing disturbances of the peace and maintaining the safety of the community. And I would argue to the committee tonight that the repeated violation or alleged violation, as this case may be, of Wisconsin's impaired driving laws demonstrates that this person is not fit for licensure, for continued licensure. To say nothing of the business itself, if the business wanted to restructure and have a different agent owner as the licensee, I would review that anew. But in this case, it's a sole owner, sole officer LLC for which the individual is not fit for licensure. So I would be asking that the committee non-renew this license and allow it to expire effective June 30th.
Thank you, Attorney Majerus. So at this point, we are looking for a motion to move into closed session.
I make a motion to convene in closed session.
Motion was made by Alder Graveen, seconded by Alder Kelly. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. We will move into closed session.
I have the open session open on my iPad, just so you know. I'm opening closed session on my computer so I can share screen, so you don't have to necessarily kick me off this one.
Thank you. Looking for a motion to reconvene in open session.
So move.
Motion was made by Alder Heidemann, seconded by Alder Perella. All those in favor state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. We are reconvened in open session. I'm looking for a motion on item 11, the possible action regarding alcohol beverage license number 3182, Hansi Groff LLC, doing business as Bohem.
Motion to non-renewal.
Motion was made by Alder Heidemann, seconded by Alder Perella. Do we have Attorney Proust back?
Yep, I'm on. So I'm going to read the findings of fact that were discussed based on the testimony. So the committee makes the following findings of fact and conclusions of law. One, Hansi Groff is the sole owner, officer, and agent of the licensee. Two, Hansi Groff has pending charges for fourth offense, felony operating while impaired, and operating with a prohibited alcohol concentration, which stemmed from an arrest that occurred on or about January 10th, 2026. Three, the pending charges substantially relate to the circumstances of the license activity and may be considered for licensing purposes pursuant to section 111.335(2)(b) Wisconsin statutes. Four, Hansi Groff has previous operating while intoxicated convictions in 1995, 2005, and 2006. Five, the repeated violations of Wisconsin's impaired driving laws demonstrates that Hansi Groff is not a fit individual to enforce the laws pertaining to safe alcohol service, preventing impaired driving, and compliance with the laws of the state of Wisconsin and the city of Sheboygan. And six, pursuant to section 125.04(5)(b) Wisconsin statutes, the committee finds that Hansi Groff is a habitual law offender and is not qualified to hold a license. And then based on these findings, the recommendation would be that there is no owner, officer, or agent of the licensee who is qualified for the licensure in the city of Sheboygan, and the committee recommends non-renewal of the license number 3182.
Thank you, Attorney Proust. Any questions or discussion on the findings? All those in favor of the non-renewal, vote aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye, that passes. Our next meeting is scheduled for June 22nd. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. Motion was made by Alder Perella, seconded by Alder Kelly. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.